feeling what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Welcome back. Those of you, if you're just joining us, you're watching the Deja Vu Reloaded on BNN Network. I'm your host, AJ Cawley. And we've been talking about entertainment. We've been talking about business. We've been talking about entrepreneurship. Now we're going to talk to three gentlemen here that are all entrepreneurs in their own right. I have Mr. Anthony Sauer with Alessandro Hair Salon. I have Mr. Ohannes. I'm sorry, tell me last. Ortiz. I'm sorry, Ohannes Ortiz with Top Notch Contractors. And we have Hargo with Realty.
Yep, Cozy Realty.
Cozy Realty. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, tell me about what inspired you to want to open up your own shops, your own construction sites, your own realty businesses. What was it that spoke to you about wanting to be your own business owner?
Well,
I'll start with you, Anthony.
Well, the main thing was going to be pretty much just opportunity. I mean, you have the option of working for somebody, or you can kind of go out on a limb and take a risk and really do your own thing. And there's a lot of people that don't really do that nowadays and really pursue what they want. And you're going to kind of be limited to the lifestyle that you're going to have if you work for somebody else. Going to be stuck, like for me, for instance, I was stuck working 50, 60-hour weeks, stuck on all holidays. I had like 4 days off a year at one point. Like, it was just ridiculous. And then at that point, I just said, you know what, the money was great, but the lifestyle wasn't worth it. So decided to just walk away from it and start just 100% from scratch. So that was really just about it. It was just the opportunity and being able to bring my family up in that environment too.
That's really good. What about you, Johannes? What were some of the things that made
me want to open up my own company? I come from a very tight-knit family and a ton of entrepreneurs. So growing up, very family-oriented. My mom and my aunts own a company. My uncle and his brothers own companies. I grew up with two brothers, no father, so I just hated working for people. I hated getting ordered. I hated making them money. So I just went on a limb, got in my mom's minivan, and started hustling, handing out flyers, going online. I had a ton of support, so as far as networking is concerned, I've always been out there, not shy to go out and hustle. And yeah, it was out of my mom's van, and we just slowly started getting connections, slowly started doing this. It grew, and the opportunity was there, and I took advantage of it. And now we have 3 trucks, 4 workers. It's me and my brothers. I love working with my brothers, very goal-oriented. And like I said, I just have a lot of support from my family. Aunts, uncles, we all live in like a 3-mile square radius, companies, So we just kept building. And eventually the plan is to give it to the kids and just keep going and keep going and keep going.
That's awesome. So what about you, Hago?
Well, I actually grew up in the industry, in gas stations, property, and what have you. Like what Ohannes said, working for somebody else, making somebody else money, it wasn't flying with me that well. I'm putting in 40, 50-hour workday shifts, and at the end of the week, you look at your paycheck, you're like, wow, I worked my hardest just to get this much amount. It's not worth it, so you go out, you venture on your own. Business and being an entrepreneur, it's all about taking a risk. You have to make that risk, because if you don't try it, how do you know if you're going to make it or not? So instead of just sitting at home and guessing, oh, should I, I got up and I did it on my own. I went out, I had some help with some family and some friends, started the gas station business, a couple of properties, and, next thing you know, a couple of years later, it's on its way.
That's really great. So it wasn't just having that passion and that drive that drove you, but just not wanting to have to work for someone else. Was that only the motivation, or was it just that if you're going to work so hard, you might as well be for yourself, right?
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about Alessandro's salon. What's that salon like? What can someone expect coming into your salon?
So when, as far as what we do, we fall for full service. The thing that really sets us apart from everybody else is that we are actually a family-owned company. So we have 2 generations there, and pretty much everybody that works there is associated with it, is actually part of our family. There's a lot of companies out there that really aren't like that. I feel like by giving people a different perspective on what we do for our family, they kind of brushes off on them, so they like that experience. And as far as that goes, I mean, we've been doing it for, well, my father's been doing it for right around 40 years, and he's actually on his way to retire. So I figured, you know, at that point that was a good opportunity for me to step in, and we've done, you know, very well for how long we've been in business.
It's commendable. So it's been a 40-year business, so it's a
Yeah.
business that's ran in the family. And then are you one of the owners, or are you just one of the hairstylists? What is your role there at the
I'm one of the owners.
Oh, excellent. That's really good.
So, and right now, like I said, I've kind of expanded on my own as far as property goes. So it's given me the opportunity to buy my own house. I mean, which is huge for me, which is something that I always wanted to do, and then just kind of venture off in that direction, and it enables you to do other things too. So.
Wow. What about you, Hannes?
What do you expect with Top Notch? I guess very professional. I didn't come from any money, so I know what it's like to have to go to a customer's house and, you know, they don't have enough and whatnot, so I build like long-term relationships with my customers. I've got a tight-knit that literally call me for everything. They call, and at the drop of a hat, I'm there. So I guess, you know, reliability, professionalism. I take very pride in my work, so they know that, and I love giving them what they want, whether it's home improvements or just being there, you know, 24/7 phone calls. We do snow plowing. It's crazy. We're always there for our customers. So
That's good. What about you, Hago?
What to expect out of Cozy Realty? It's pretty much, you know, service with a smile. You know, we kind of make it like a family-friendly oriented, you know, type of business. You know, we do different types of things, such as finding them properties just to build their own business or their houses, up to selling gas stations, salons, pretty much everything. We're very, like I said, family-oriented people, so we know how to treat people well. It's all about the service, you know, whatever the customer needs, we deliver, you know, just like how I do for my friends and my family, I would treat the customer the same way. So pretty much our motto is pretty much we're for the customer. Whatever they want, that's what we like to provide them, such as whatever to satisfy their needs.
That's good. Now, being that you guys are all in management and you're in entrepreneurial, what would be some of the qualities that you want to bring as far as to your management, as far as your staff and those that you work with? Like, what can they say? What type of manager? How do you run things?
The most important thing is to treat your staff with respect, 100% across the board. You can't take advantage of people. You know, you can't. My thing is that you can't treat somebody differently than how you want to be treated, number one, and you can't ask them to do something that you wouldn't do personally. So if, like for instance, if it happens to be, you know, sweeping or cleaning the floor or whatever, or washing a mirror or moving somebody's car, whatever it might be, it doesn't matter. If it's something that I wouldn't do, I wouldn't ask somebody else to do it. And because of that, you build a professional environment and then kind of sets the tone. So it's kind of like leading by example.
Yeah, that's very true. You about you, Hannes?
My guys know I'm just always there for them. Like he said, I treat them with the utmost respect. And I'm not that kind of boss that just comes there for an hour, directs them. I'm on site. I hustle. I never leave the site. You know, I'm building with them. I'm there with them. So it's a sense of like respect that I get from my guys, of being there and knowing that they have my presence. I used to work for a guy that was never there. He barked orders, came there yelling this and that. You know, we didn't respect that. So I guess the more hands-on you're there, the more you're there, the more you're present, the more respect I'll get from my guys. You know.
What about you, Hago?
Well, how I usually run the